Oh yes, I'm gonna come, etc., etc. Fuck.
3, 2, 1. Slut shack, baby, slut shack. Slut shack, baby, slut shack.
I'm Cinnamon,
And I'm Coco.
and this is
Slut Shack.
So, Coco, we have just read a story that we want to share with our dear listener. And do you want to tell them what the story is about?
So the story is a gay one-shot by Postscript Regrets. The collection is called Heathens on Inkit.com. And this specific one is titled Mermate, about a merman Arledge and his human mate Born having sex in a tub.
And the warnings/kinks for this episode are merman cross human, man with a vagina, bathtub sex, interspecies sex, mentions of male pregnancy, dirty talk, blood drinking, etc. I like the etc. in there. When you read the story, I believe there's like a breeding kink, also warning allergies. Let's talk about that first. We highlighted that he was allergic to so many things like nuts, grass, pollen, bee stings, bananas, dust mites, fur, coconut, mustard, and celery.
We did highlight that. So the story kind of starts with the human essentially taking care of the merman who's gotten too tired on a hike. And he's also talking about how mermen are super sensitive creatures, hence the whole discussion on the allergies. But it also might just be that mermen are also, or at least this specific merman, is just a picky eater. Yeah, honestly.
That's his thing.
That is his thing.
He mostly lived off of seafood, pizza, and an almost unhealthy amount of Born's blood.
So this merman knows what he likes, and
oh yeah, he does. This smut is about them fucking in the bathtub and then on the couch.
Yeah. So and they're both, according to the story, in great physical shape, and very attractive people.
Something interesting is that the mermaid man, the not the human one, the mermaid one, he has a mer pussy. He has a man pussy, mer pussy.
He has
a vagina.
A vagina.
He does.
Which, I never really thought about what kind of packages the mermen may or may not be carrying. So that was an interesting take on mermen in this take.
Mer people.
Or in this story.
And the tail, I'm confused about still after reading this story several times. Are their legs the tail, or do they have a lizard tail, like a thick lizard tail, like in addition to legs? I still don't understand that quite yet.
So my understanding from the story is, so Born, our human, carries our merman Arledge into the bathtub,
right? And
while dry, the merman had legs, but as soon as he was put in the water, in the salt water, the legs turned into the tail.
Is he the one that is competing on the swim team? Because that's not fucking fair.
No, the human is the one on the swim team.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Our human is a swimmer. I can't tell from the story if he swims professionally or if he's just on a swim team, or what's going on there.
But you highlighted this line, although I made sure to take him to the actual sea as much as possible. We hadn't gotten a chance. Although I made sure to take him to the actual sea as much as possible, we hadn't gotten a chance to go in a while because I had been so busy with my swimming stuff.
Yeah, so the reason I highlighted that was the human really does seem to, care about his merman mate. Mm-hmm. And is trying to make an effort to, take care of his needs, not just sexual ones, but just, in general.
That's his mermaid.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not-
his mermaid.
That they're together forever.
So that's, there's a lot of very cutesy stuff outside of the sexy stuff in
Yeah.
this story. And I did appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a very well-rounded smut.
Yeah. Oh, I have it highlighted here about the legs and tail, by the way. It says, out of the water, he had long, muscular legs that were almost as beautiful as his tail. So specifically out of the water, he has
Okay,
those legs.
gotcha.
The other thing I thought was kind of interesting was he's got this tribal tattoo on his left forearm.
That matches his mates.
That does
they
match
have
his...
matchy tattoos.
They have matchy tattoos.
What do you think about matching tattoos in a couple? Even if they're engaged or married?
Maybe I'm just jaded, but I'm not a fan of matching tattoos.
Like you're not a fan, like you wouldn't do it for yourself, or you're not a fan when you see other people do it?
Every person that I see that has matching tattoos with another person, the first thought in my head goes, man, what's going to happen when they break up or when they get divorced or when their friendship falls apart?
Damn,
or
you are
whatever.
jaded.
The times that I do think it's a little cute is when I see like siblings with matching tattoos.
Yeah, being siblings, is that forever?
Sometimes it's not, but I think for the most part, I don't see as many permanent sibling fallouts. Yeah, I think matching tattoos in general for me though is kind of a no-go.
What do you think about like they go together but they don't match exactly?
Like the tattoo you were just talking about. I think I'd still think of
It's the same sort of thing.
It's the same sort of thing.
They're intertwined somehow.
Yeah. It's like a missing piece of the puzzle kind of deal. You'd always think of the other people.
If
as
you
soon
were
as
to get a
decide.
matching tattoo with someone and then had a fallout, would you get it removed or do you think you'd just leave it?
It depends. I think if I just no longer care about that person, then I won't care even if I look at the tattoo and I'm just like, okay, whatever. This is in the past. But if I actively hate that person or I'm still bothered by it, then I would get it removed.
In the case of Arledge and Bourne, do you think mermaids mate for life? Like you think they're done and they're going to be together forever? But there's a human in there. Humans don't always mate for life.
I think I'd like to keep the fantasy a fantasy in this case, and I'm hoping that they stay together forever.
With their matching tattoos.
With their matching tattoos.
That's sweet.
The matching tattoos that I would not personally get in real life, but I'm fine with it in a fantasy setting, I guess.
He also has other interesting physical features. They made him look so ethereal, just like his pointy elvish ears and razor sharp canines. So mermen have elf ears and sharp canines, which is interesting. It's like he's a vampire and an elf and a merman and a siren at some point. They said he was half siren. So yeah, he's just every fantasy in one.
He's just a little bit he's the ultimate fantasy. Yeah. The ultimate hot merman with a pussy fantasy.
Yes.
Yes. So we've talked about this before. You want to go over your take on elf ears and your feelings about them?
My take on elf ears, I don't really have a take. I just like them.
You just
I think it's cool. I like pointy ears. I love wearing pointy ears to the Renaissance Festival.
Would you ever be one of those people that, gets the permanent pointy ear, like augmented ears, like the plastic surgery ears?
Fuck no.
How would you feel if someone else got them though?
It depends on how they turn out. Wait, let me Google image search this, like see how it turns out, like when people do. I'm sure somebody out there has to have gotten this. Elf ear cosmetic surgery results. Let's see. Do you think this is real? Before and after elf ear surgery. I keep blowing out my fucking mic. I'm so loud. Wait, is this real?
I think it is.
That actually looks really good.
Would you be into that if you had...
I'd lick them. I'd suck them. Oh, yeah, that's hot, though. I don't know. There's just something so, like, geometric. I like pointy geometric things more than round things. I think it's more of, like, I don't know. Like, I prefer triangles to circles. And maybe that has to do with it. I'm just a very geometrically minded person. I don't, curves make me uncomfortable, like in geometry, like circles. What? What, Coco? Why are you giggling? Say it. We can cut it out.
No.
Say it.
Is this why you like pussies more than dicks?
What? They're both pointy.
Are they
like
pointy?
geometrically? Like pussies. Like, you know, if you imagine a vagina, I'm doing
Yeah,
the shape
that
of a vagina
I
with my
would
hand.
call
That's
that
pretty
more.
pointy.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a triangle.
Yeah, I'd say that's more pointy.
Triangular. I'm doing like that vagina shape thing with my hand, and then a dick is also pointy, but it's more like a line. It's just a.
It's just a line.
Unless if it's droopy, then it's just a curved sad. I have my finger curled, and he's laughing. It's just a sad, droopy, soft dick. Yeah, I get it now.
You get it now?
That's why. It's because pointy ears look like a vagina. I never thought about that. Now I know why I like it.
Now you know why you like it. I do have a little passage about highlighted in here about
this one looks bad though. This one does not look good.
No, that one's not done very well.
No, but that one, I'd suck it. I'd suck that ear. Anyways.
Yeah, I have a passage highlighted here about the merman pussy.
Yeah, let's get to it. Right to the mer pussy.
Right to the mer pussy. I'm not sure if I want to read this.
Yeah, you do.
Fine.
Yeah, you
let's
do.
Just do it. I smirked and moved my fingers to brush against his pussy, causing him to shiver as I teased his drenched labia. I was so tempted to bend him over the counter and fuck his sweet hole, but there were more urgent matters to attend to.
Fuck his sweet hole. The urgent matter was that he didn't want him passing out because he wanted to take care of him.
Yeah.
It was a very caring story.
It is a very caring story.
Yeah, he's like doting on him.
Yeah,
he got too sick hiking.
Yeah. I think overheated while
What a
hiking.
pussy. What a mer pussy. Sorry, intrusive thoughts.
Intrusive thoughts. But yeah, they are obviously very sexually attracted to each other. But the priority, it seems, for these mates is to take care of each other, which is very, very
that's very
cute.
sweet. It's actually really sweet.
And but as he puts his partner into the tub, his beautiful legs turn into a gorgeous black blue tail with scales that looked like an illusion. So
just to confirm, he transforms between
from human
tail
legs.
one single tail to in the water to human legs out of the water.
Yeah, and back when he's put back in water.
That's interesting. I've never heard a story where mermaids do that, except for like in The Little Mermaid when she gets transformed into a human.
Yeah, but I think that one's a little more permanent, right?
Yeah, that's more like part of the story. Like Ursula, like curses her, isn't that
right?
Like the whole thing. But this is just like a little feature. Like, ooh, he's like a multi-terrain vehicle. Like he just.
I have read other stories in which mer people have similar like legs on the legs out of the water, tails in the water.
Oh,
kind
so
of
it's
stories.
like a thing.
I have seen it in other places, so this was not new to me personally. But the one thing I did find interesting was the size, and I think you highlighted this part.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
He's a long boy.
So I guess he measures 2.3 meters in height with his tail.
In parentheses, 7 feet and 5 inches. Thank you for the conversion.
And the longer than an average shark, much taller than me, and a little terrifying in the most beautiful way possible. So we did have to look up the size of an average shark, and we did not know this. That the average shark is how long, Cinnamon?
A little over 4 feet long, or about 127 centimeters.
Which was new information to us. And then we also, Cinnamon wanted to check the average size of a great white shark.
Yeah, because everyone thinks of a great white when they think of a shark, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. But no, great white sharks are 11 to 13 feet for males and 15 to 16 feet for females. Because they're big dommy mommy sharks.
They're dommy mommy sharks.
Yeah, the shark daddies are little. They're short kings.
They're short kings. We don't mind short kings.
We don't mind short kings, not at all. Born is a short king, isn't he? Kind of.
Is he?
Because Arledge is longer than him.
I mean, with the tail, when he's in human form, I don't know.
He could definitely outswim him, though. Like, fuck his swim team. He could outswim all of them.
The merman? I would hope so. That would be like... That'd be like
Basic
if you were part cheetah but slower than the average human.
Oh, speaking of cheetah, I really want to read a Khajiit from Skyrim Smut, the cat people.
Yeah.
I really need to write that down. So.
Yeah, we'll do that in a future episode. Moving on with this story though. So they basically they get into the tub, they start thrashing around a little.
Like he's like killing him like a shark. He's just thrashing around in the
thrashing
water.
around a little. Or Arledge, I guess, thrashes around a little in the water.
Actually, he bites him. He does bite him.
He does.
Because they do some like blood play.
They do. Is that... No, at first, though, we have our human character getting stripped down, and Arledge admires his human mate's body from afar for a bit, and then asks Bourne to step into the water, and then you have a little passage over there highlighted.
Yeah, this kills me every time I read it because they were cold. He was cold getting in the water, so he says, "My boner just shrunk away." My boner just shrunk away. I mumbled, still quivering from the cold.
And then our
and then
merman
he says,
here.
"I can make it come back."
That's
Arledge whispered before he pressed his lips against mine.
And then we have our little makeout scene, and then our biting scene. To which
oh yeah, I highlighted this line because we had to talk about the blood, right?
we had to talk about
We
the blood.
had to talk about the blood. I didn't need it before, but I need it now. It's become like water to me. I thirst for it. Your blood nourishes my soul.
Yes. Do you think that is this more of an implication of how much he is in love with Bourne, or is this more of the more he drinks blood, the more he starts to crave blood?
Yeah, what is with this? Because it's the human guy drinking his blood, right? Or is Bourne?
No.
Drinking Bourne's blood?
He's drinking Bourne's blood.
Sirens or mermaids need human blood, or they like human blood.
They must.
Why does he
It's like a shark, right? Like they.
He is like part vampire. Not really.
There's probably some similarities in there.
Yeah, because he has the pointy canines and based on how they're painting this picture of this guy Arledge, like I feel like this merman would be fucking terrifying to look at. But
a little
Bourne thinks he's really fucking hot because he's part siren, and that draws him in. Like being a siren, like it's seductive and all that.
Right, and as far as my knowledge of sirens goes, they're scary and seductive, but not.
Like I'm imagining the Chapel Row music video with the mermaid, where the mermaid ends up like seducing a guy into the water, and then you just see the end scene is just blood just going everywhere in the water.
Yeah, I am picturing more of this type of character.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying. Chat, that image he showed me was fucking terrifying. Yeah, the mermaid from the music video is a lot hotter. The hot, scary access is a lot more hot than scary, like what you showed.
Yeah, I'm thinking more they're ugly and scary, but the siren magic kind of takes care of the.
Oh, so you think Bourne is like genuinely just a really hot human, but Arledge is just this freaky fucking creature that he's in love with?
In my head, that's kind of how this is going, which I know is not
okay.
very sexy or cute, but
yeah,
that's kind of
so it's
where
more
my
of a
head's
horror
going.
story than it is smut for you.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
So after our little vampire drinking,
you highlighted this line I didn't want to highlight.
You didn't want to highlight this? Okay. So after the whole blood drinking happens, the next portion of this gets into our breeding kink. And so at first we start getting a little more sexual, coming out of the blood sucking, and it's
sucking and fucking.
It is sucking and then fucking, and so the fucking starts with This is Bourne describing what's happening. So
we're still in Bourne's point of view.
We are still in Bourne's point of view here. I groaned and pushed a finger into it, referring to the merman pussy. Loving the way his pussy sucked the digit in.
I hate that. I hate that. The digit. Just call it a finger. That's me though. I nitpick.
So I personally don't have a problem with it with the finger being called the digit.
Personally, for me, it takes me out of stories when they are too sterile with the way they describe things, or like not sterile, clinical. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. I want it to just be called a finger. Just call it simply, what it is.
So just a finger. You just wanted him to suck the finger right in?
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, so I did highlight that because I knew we'd have a reaction to the digit. But
yeah, but I didn't want to highlight it because I didn't want to be a stickler for word choice. Because the word choice overall is good.
Yeah, we do like this.
Is well written.
We do like the story and how well written it is overall. So, and then after the bit of foreplay there, we have Arledge begging Bourne to give me your seed, breed me.
You got to be more dramatic than that. Come on, read it.
Give me your seed, breed me.
Warning, male pregnancy warning.
There is
he can be a seahorse now instead of a mermaid.
He can be a seahorse now.
Sorry, I keep blowing out my mic. I'll have to change the levels of it later. But I'm excited.
and then we switch into Arledge's point of view for this one, where he talks about I wanted to feel his semen inside me, and I was more than willing to fall pregnant with his children. So he is into it. He is into this breeding.
He's ready to be
here.
Seahorse.
Seahorse daddy.
Seahorse daddy.
Seahorse daddy.
Did you know in the trans community that's actually what they call female to male, people who transition female to male, if they get pregnant, they call themselves seahorses.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that cute?
I did not know that. That is cute.
That's a thing.
That is cute. And then we get more into the actual sex scene, the throaty groans and the water sloshing and the
we basically
sensitive organs
throbbing.
Bunch
of pages of it's just raw, it's smut.
Yeah, just the need for cock inside me.
Inside the mer pussy.
Inside the mer pussy. The
oh yeah, just smut. You're so big, so deep inside my cunt. Smut. So tight, so beautiful. Oh yes, I'm gonna come, etc. Fuck.
And then we have the semen flooding the womb. But then they, after our very great, actually very well written sex scene here, they dry off, get dressed in comfortable clothing. And then there is some aftercare, seemingly.
It's cute.
They are in their living room eating takeout for lunch. And
still a picky eater.
Our picky eater is enjoying some fish and some sushi. And
he doesn't like noodles, though. You highlighted this.
I did. He does not like noodles. He claims he's allergic to noodles on top of all the other things he's allergic to. Simply because they don't taste like fish or pizza and they make his tongue cry. So
what a whiny baby.
He is a little bit of a whiny baby, which is cute, which can be cute.
He's not just human. He's a merman and they have different tastes. We have to respect that.
We do.
If he doesn't like noodles, don't make him eat noodles. Give him more sushi.
Give him more sushi.
Can mermaids get mercury poisoning? Is that a thing? Because like,
I feel like
it
if you're,
accumulates, the
I feel
higher
like
you will go up the food
I mean,
chain.
fish primarily. Well, a lot of fish primarily just eat other fish.
Do they die from mercury poisoning?
I doubt it. If your primary diet has always been fish and you're evolved to only eat fish,
die
then
from mercury poisoning. Yes, mercury can kill fish and other marine life.
huh? Can it accumulate high enough through just eating other fish though?
Avoid eating large predatory fish like shark, swordfish, tilefish, and king mackerel to reduce exposure to mercury.
Is this
for humans?
humans?
Yes, humans should avoid those because that's like the bioaccumulation. Like the higher you go up the food chain, because
Yeah,
eat
but
so much.
but that
fish.
must mean that sharks have a higher tolerance for
Do they?
mercury than
Let's
humans
Google it. Do sharks have a higher pain tolerance? Who the fuck is asking that? Why am I judging people's Google searches? Mine are terrible. Sharks can tolerate high levels of mercury compared to other marine vertebrates.
Right.
However, mercury can still build up in sharks and may be harmful to humans who eat them.
Right. Yeah. So I think
So the sharks don't give a shit, but
right. So that's why I'm thinking this merman probably doesn't care.
yeah, he's evolved.
He's evolved to eat more fish. And then, so as we're wrapping up the eating portion of our living room scene here, they
start fucking again.
They
on the
do start
couch.
fucking again, and the primary reason here being that the breeding kink comes in.
Yeah.
They want to get pregnant, which is cute, and they get right back to it, and that's pretty much where we end our mermaid story.
You did highlight one more. It says
This was about the matching tattoos.
oh yeah, we already covered that. So the matching tattoo meant a lot if they ended the story with it.
Yeah, because they are mates.
Yeah, they are.
They are mates.
It's very symbolic
And they love each other, and
For
they'll
now.
be together forever.
for now.
The story ends with the word forever.
For now. Because we're jaded about love.
We are a little
Just a
jaded
little
about love.
Forever for now.
For now.
I'll love you forever for now.
Yeah. So that was our take on Mermate by our author Postscript Regrets.
Wonderful.
So what were your overall thoughts on the story?
I rated 3 out of 5 chili peppers.
3 out of 5 chili peppers. I think I'll match that with 3 out of 5 chili peppers as well.
3 out of 5 chili peppers because it was a good read. It was a good one shot. It did what it advertised it was going to do. And there was definitely merman, merpussy. Interesting concepts, interesting execution, good execution, well-written execution.
Yeah. I think would definitely recommend this to readers to go and check out. Again, this was chapter 1 of Heathen's Gay One-Shots by Postscript Regrets Mermate on Inkit. So please feel free to go check them out.
Cinnamon over and out.
And same with Coco.
Now it's time for some aftercare.
Was it good for you, baby? Like it was good for me?